as Connie mentioned, I'm Jennifer Elliott. I'm the platform manager for AIC. I've been with our company about 17 years. Been in operations, compliance, a little bit of everything, all across the board. And what I'm going to talk to you about first is the difference between direct business and brokerage. So this is one of the enhancements of coming with AIC. Right now at Capital Choice, you don't have a clearing firm. So you don't have an option to do brokerage business. But part of joining with AIC, we clear through National Financial Services, which is a part of Fidelity. And so we have the ability for you to do what we call brokerage accounts, which means you can hold multiple mutual fund families in the same account instead of having to set up accounts with each fund family directly. And it just gives you more options and more tools available on the workstation that National Financial has. So this is something new, a new enhancement that you're going to have. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about the difference between brokerage and direct business. So right now, your business is all what we call direct business. It's directly at American Funds, or it's directly at an annuity company. It's direct with SEI. So what we refer to that all as, like I said, direct business. With direct business, you're still going to be able to do that in the future. But as part of the Department of Labor rule, we will be, once that takes effect, which right now is scheduled for June 9th, but that's, could get delayed again. Once that takes effect, then qualified accounts will be required to go through brokerage accounts, new ones. The reason being is it's very hard for a broker-dealer to supervise direct business because you're dealing direct with the fund family. Clients are reallocating stuff on their own. And for Department of Labor, we have to do best interest review ahead of time whenever anybody makes a new purchase. And that's very difficult to do if the funds are direct at the fund family. So your new qualified accounts starting June 9th, so new accounts, not existing, new qualified accounts starting June 9th, assuming the Department of Labor rule still goes into effect then, would start being set up through brokerage. So what does that mean? So here I've got a chart that shows some of the differences between brokerage accounts and direct business. For new account setup at AIC, we use what we call UAO. It's a unified account opening tool, and it's through our clearing firm, National Financial Services. And you'll use this no matter what kind of account you're opening. If you're opening direct business, if you're opening an annuity, if you're opening a brokerage account, it'll all be online through UAO, and everybody will have access to this. There's no charge for that. But the difference with that on a brokerage account is that as you enter the client information, it actually physically sets up the account. You have an account number at the end of the process, and you can use e-signature, which you don't have access to today. So e-signature on UAO is through DocuSign, which is one of the leading e-signature providers in the industry. Many of you have probably actually already used it on mortgages or other things like that. And we'll be showing you UAO a little bit later today. But what it does is you enter the client information. Once you're done with that, DocuSign sends an email to the client with a link. You give them a code that's provided to you in UAO. They enter that code. It pops up all of their paperwork on DocuSign's site. So it's secure. It's not emailing them paperwork directly. And then they can review it. They can print it. They can save it. They have the opportunity to, if they're on a mobile device, they can sign with their finger. If they're on a laptop, they can pick how they want their signature to look. And then once the client signs it, the paperwork's automatically sent to you in an email from DocuSign. So you as the rep, same option. If you're on a mobile device, you sign with your finger, pick your signature on a laptop. And then once you have signed it, it automatically ports the paperwork directly into our imaging system, which you also have access to view in there, which means you do not have to print out a copy and save it in a file. Because I hear clapping, yes. So because the e-signature process through DocuSign is compliant with FINRA and meets books and records rules, and you'll have access to the paperwork through our imaging system, and so will we, then you do not have to print a copy if you use e-signature. So that's definitely one of the benefits of doing brokerage accounts. You can open an account. Once you've used the system a few times, you can literally open an account in 10 minutes or less, have the account actually open. You can use what we call remote check deposit, and we have a handout on that we'll touch on in a little bit. But remote check deposit is just like you can use at your bank. You can take a picture of a check with your smartphone or a mobile device, and deposit it directly into the client's brokerage account. Your clients will actually have access to do that themselves too through their online access to the brokerage account. And you can get an alert anytime a client has sent a check for deposit. So that cuts down on mailing costs, that saves you money. You're not mailing checks to American Funds or whoever. You can actually open the account, deposit the check, and that account is live as soon as it's open. You can see it online. You can make trades once you have the check deposited. You've got your account number for transfer paperwork if you're doing a rollover or a transfer into the account. So it's just a lot faster way. Right now with direct business, you have to get all the paperwork, you have to send it to American Funds or whoever, wait for them to process it, go either on their website or on DST to find the account number, mail a check. It's just a lot of expense and a lot of extra work. So definitely one of the benefits of brokerage is more online ability for you and your clients to get this set up more quickly. Talking about products, right now with direct business, if you have a client with an IRA and you want them to diversify a little bit and have American Funds and Franklin Templeton and Fidelity and multiple fund families, you have to set up accounts at each fund family. They're getting multiple account numbers, they're getting multiple statements, multiple tax documents. One of the advantages of a brokerage account is you can hold all three of those in one IRA. So you're basically opening one account that can be considered like a basket. Brian described it like that the other day, which I thought was a great analogy. It's like a basket. You open the account, and then in the basket, you're putting whichever mutual funds you want to purchase. All in one account, one statement, one tax document, online access automatically for clients. So it's just gives you a little bit more freedom with that instead of having to have multiple accounts at multiple places. I'm talking mainly about mutual funds right now because variable annuities will still be done at the annuity company. You can actually buy those in a brokerage account if you want. So if a client had an account and they wanted their mutual funds and their annuity to show up in the same account, you can actually do that through a brokerage account. But not everybody wants that, and so you can definitely still do annuities direct at the carrier because they'll always be serviced by the insurance company. So for service and support, AIC services all of the brokerage accounts. So you have a one-stop shop when you need anything on these accounts. Right now, if you're doing direct business, you have to contact American Funds if you need a distribution from this, or contact Franklin if you need that. So with a brokerage account, you're contacting AIC's customer service department, or a lot of those functions I mentioned, like distributions, check requests, you can actually do online yourself through Wealthscape, which is the platform National Financial offers. So the client can call you and say, hey, I just need a check sent to my house. You can enter the check request, done. That IRA distributions require a form, but you can upload the form to the system, done. Very easy. You have a question on the account, customer service can help you. They can look up the account, they can troubleshoot, answer questions, direct you to the right place. So a one-stop shop for servicing everything on the account. So trading, this is where things get just a little different between brokerage and direct. Trading right now, you go to American Funds or whoever the account is with. For trading and brokerage accounts, we have a trade desk that you can call and they can make the trade for you, or you can do the trade yourself online. And it's very easy. Dave's going to show you how to do trades on brokerage accounts this afternoon. But it's a very easy process, and our trade desk can walk you through it the first few times too. So if you call, you get stuck or you're not sure exactly what you're doing, they're happy to walk you through it while you do that trade online. And you can trade, multiple products. There are ticket charges with brokerage accounts, and we'll go into this in more detail later. So right now, direct at the fund family, you're trading with American Funds, they're clearing the trade themselves. And so they absorb any cost of doing that. With a brokerage account, since you're dealing with multiple products and multiple fund families, National Financial there's a cost of clearing those trades with those product sponsors. And so they pass that cost on to us, and that cost actually is what we call a ticket charge. So when you do a purchase or a sale, there is a small ticket charge for those trades. Now, if you do systematic investments, there's not. So if you have a client that's doing $100 a month into an IRA, into 10 different funds, and it's happening automatically, there are no ticket charges for any of that. But if you're doing a one-time purchase or a one-time sale or an exchange, a one-time exchange that's not systematic, then there is a small ticket charge. And again, we will talk about that more in detail later. As far as annual fees on the account, direct mutual fund accounts typically have an annual IRA maintenance fee. Brokerage accounts do as well. But if you open a mutual fund only account, it's $10 a year, which is pretty much what most of the fund families have. It's even a little less than others. And that's the only annual fee. There's no annual fee for non-qualified accounts. If you're doing a joint account or a trust account, there's no annual fee on those at all. There's no fee to set up a brokerage account. There's a fee if a client takes that brokerage account and transfers it to Charles Schwab. So they're leaving you and they take that account away. Then there is a transfer fee to close out that account, which is standard in the industry. But National Financials is actually lower than most other custodians. It's lower than TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab. So but that is a standard in the industry. If a client's taking their money someplace else, they get hit with a transfer fee because National Financial has to do all the final tax reporting in the statements and close everything out on their end, and there's a fee to do that. For account viewing, as I mentioned, there's one site. It's called Wealthscape. And so you have access to Wealthscape, and you can view all of your brokerage accounts there. Again, there's no charge for that. You won't be able to view your direct business accounts on there. So your existing accounts right now, you couldn't view through Wealthscape unless you actually moved them into brokerage accounts. You'd still go to DST Vision or wherever you're going now to view those. But any brokerage accounts you do, they're all through Wealthscape. You can access Wealthscape on your computer. They have an app you can use on a mobile device to access it that way. So there's multiple options and ways to access. And your clients also get access to Wealthscape. Every new account that is set up automatically has online access set up for the client, whether they use it or not. They don't have to use it. But if they want to use it, they can actually go directly to the client site and just type in a couple pieces of information, and it enrolls them automatically, gives them their online information, and lets them log in. And clients can also choose to get their statements, confirms, and tax documents, and any other correspondence from National Financial electronically. We call that e-delivery. And so they can, when they go online to view their account, they can elect to enroll in e-delivery for their documents so that they don't have to get them in the mail. And you can also see all their documents online too. You can see their tax document, their statements, their confirms. So if they have a question, you're easily able to service it because you have all that information right at your fingertips. And so does our customer service team. So you've got an additional layer of support there. And then lastly, we talked a little bit about UAO, the Unified Account Opening Tool. So this will be used no matter what kind of business you're doing. If you're doing an annuity, or you're doing a brokerage account, or you're doing direct mutual funds, it will all go through UAO. It's just like an online portal to get the client information. It provides you pre-filled paperwork. It helps prevent not in good order business because it won't let you submit it if you're missing any required information on the new account form, and it tells you what you're missing. And we'll show you that in a demo this afternoon. So it can help you get your business done faster and help prevent not in good order business. And you'll have the option for e-signature for brokerage accounts. So that's the overview of the difference between direct business and brokerage.